Hey, welcome back. My name is Tanner Bryan. I'm a senior partner here at Action Coach in Central Texas, and let me be the first to welcome you to 2023. Very excited that we're kicking off the new year, and I just took some time, like many of the rest of you, I'm hoping, spent some time really thinking about what are some really cool ways to be successful in 2023, looking back at what did we accomplish last year, what do we want to accomplish this year, how will this year be different, what should we be prepared for, all of that fun stuff. So I was looking, and there's a ton of great content out there from other content creators on how to be successful this year, how to be successful in general, but also how to be successful in 2023. So I took some time to really think about each of these content pieces and the different thoughts and the advice that was given. And I kind of boiled it down to really three that I feel are really, really important as we move into 2023 or as we kick off the rest of this year. So I'd like to share those three items with you here today. The first one is narrow your focus. So when surveyed and looked at like all the most successful people in the world, the most successful businesses, etc., they don't do a whole bunch of things kind of well. They focus on one or two things that really do excellent for them. And I think this year specifically, it's going to be really important that we take the time to narrow our focus and get really, really good at the things that bring in about 80% of our business. So that may be one thing, that may be two things, but really narrow down on the things that are most impactful and most effective in your business today. Focus on keeping it healthy, keeping that product line, that business line, that service line, whatever it is, keep it healthy, keep it growing. And what can you do to refine that and make it better than it ever has been before? It's been proven to work. Take the time, really narrow the focus, get really, really good at that specific area. So that's number one. Number two, invest in you and invest in your team. It's going to be really, really important that we become really good at business this year. The fundamentals, everything. Your team has to be good. You have to be good. And it's not going to be a simple, easy, I did it this way in the past and it's just automatically going to work this year. We have to invest in ourselves and we have to invest in our team. So with that, it's really important that we look for the knowledge gaps, the skills gap, the performance gaps that we had this last year. Was it, we didn't quite hit the sales numbers that we had anticipated, or maybe we did first half of the year and then they started to kind of fall off and we saw some major gaps in that towards the end of the year. Maybe it's just overall the business missed, on some critical drivers or activities or just general KPIs that were set for the business, especially as we got towards the end of the year. Maybe there's some areas, some gaps that you noticed. Maybe it's, as a newer business owner, I don't know how to read my business financials and understand what's actually coming in and going out, when that's happening, all of those types of things. I think it's really, really important that we invest in the time to close that gap, close that knowledge gap, close that skills gap, close the performance gap. That's going to be really, really important. And there's a whole bunch of different ways you can invest in you and invest in your team. But go out, learn what you need to learn, and apply it. Actually put it into action. Now, you as the business owner may have some really, really good knowledge nuggets and how to go through and be good at management and sales and things like that. But that doesn't always mean that you have the time or the bandwidth to be able to go and train your team. So look for different opportunities to put them in front of skilled trainers that are very good at getting performance out of the team so that you can continue to drive your business in the direction that it needs to for this year. With that, look at what are the hard things that you have to do. This to me is really important for this year. Discipline. The discipline and willingness to do hard things is going to be imperative. This is not going to be an easy year where everything just falls into place. We're going to have to take the time and look at what are the difficult things that we need to do. What are the things we know have to be done, even if we don't want to do them, so that we can continue to have the success as we continue to grow and move forward this year. Focus on daily performance. How are you a little bit better today than you were yesterday? It doesn't always have to be, am I already on track for my monthly, annual, whatever goals, but what am I doing today to be a little bit better than I was yesterday? Focus on that daily performance. Celebrate the little wins with the team as you continue to move forward. I heard a quote probably about a week or two ago that I want to share with y'all. Really hit me and hit our team kind of pretty hard when we listened to this, but all the success that you want lies on the other side of difficult conversations. I'll say that again. All the success that you want lies on the other side of difficult conversations. We have to do the difficult things and have the hard conversations. Sometimes this is a candid conversation about performance with a team member. Sometimes this is candid performance about what are our skill sets as the business owner, and are we good enough to be able to get the performance that we're looking for? There are no sacred cows. Have to have the conversations on anything that's out there so that you can look at what is going to be the best thing that's going to help us move forward faster. Change is difficult. Growth is difficult. It's meant to be difficult. It's uncomfortable at times. Oftentimes, it's just downright painful. But we have to go through that process in order to continue to grow and to continue to learn and become better and know that we're going to make it on the other side of any challenge that comes ahead of us. So invest in you, invest in your team, and be willing to do difficult things for you and your team as you move through this year. Hey, y'all, real quick. If you are in business and you've got a sales team, you've got management team, you've got people on your team that you want to continue to grow and develop, go click the link below in the description. We have a 12-week masterclass on both management and sales. This is 12 weeks, 1 hour per week, plus a little bit of homework. It's going to help you develop your teams to be the best that they've ever been. We know that as a business owner, your time is strapped for everything that you've got to do. So we've developed 2 separate 12-week courses that I know are going to completely blow you and your team away when it comes to success. So finally, my third point, find your community. It's going to be really, really important as we go through more challenging times, as we go through difficult things together. It's important to have that togetherness. It's important to have community, support, accountability, someone that's going to hold you to what you say you're going to do and make sure that you get it done. Someone who's going to call you out if you don't get things done the way that you said you're going to do. Willingness to call you out if you're BSing your way through certain things, that sort of thing. And have people that are willing to push you. Find your community, whether that's online, that's offline, wherever it's at, industry specific, business specific, does not matter. Find your community. It's going to be really, really important to be surrounded by people that understand what you're going through in the business world today, this year. So find your community. Make sure that you go through with that as you build for this 2023 year. Those are my 3 areas. Narrow your focus. Invest in you and your team and be willing to have difficult conversations and do hard things. And number 3, find your community. Take the time to apply something that you've heard here today. And if you like this content, if you like what's coming out from us here at Action Coach in Central Texas, like this video, subscribe to our channel. We'll continue to put out, videos like this once a week. Plus, we've got a beautiful interview series where we're taking on business owners here in Central Texas. Go listen to those. Learn from those business owners, how they're handling things, how they've gone through and built their businesses, the challenges, the successes that they've had, and reach out to them. Reach out to them and continue to build your community based on those here in the local area. So again, my name is Tanner O'Brien, Senior Partner here at Action Coach Central Texas. Thank you so much for taking the time with me today.